Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Good morning, sir.
Salam, sir. Good morning.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss on the sample HOT2 question. So do you found this question easy or hard to answer?
Really hard, sir.
Really hard, okay, it's okay. Later on, I will give you another sample. This one, sample 2. But we are going. We don't have time to discuss it, so you need to find out the answer by yourself. Okay, so this is another pre-semester HOT2 question. Okay, later on you can try to answer this. Alright, so back to this question. Crystal water works. Sendirian Berhad. This is something like what? Syabas. The water provider company. Okay, so what you need to do is develop a system to calculate the charges just to calculate the charges however there are requirements that you need to follow so the first requirement is your system should be able to read customer account and water usage, and over here the data already been given so it is a fixed data. It is not, if it is a sample, it will say it is a sample, example of the data. So that one is example. But in this case, the data about the customer account and water usage is shown in table 1. So you need to follow exactly like this. This one, so how many data altogether? 7. Okay, 7 customer account only. So what you need to do is either you define all the data in the coding, okay, fixed value of the array, or you may ask the user to input, okay, the value. Okay, both is correct. Okay, fixed value of the array. For example, you declare int customer account array and then equal to this value, comma, this value, comma, this value, and so on. Okay, inside of your coding. Okay, that one is fixed fixed value. Or you may ask user to input all the value, 7 value Okay. Alright. Okay, next requirement is this is the main features So it should be able to calculate the usage based on the rates given in this table. So this is a very simple decision. If, else if, else. Very simple. And then okay, once you finish up the non-module part, so as what we already discussed previously, if your system must include function, okay. So first what you need to do is you must clear on the non-module first. So create the non-module first, make sure it is running and free from error, then move to the function part. Okay, so once it is completed, okay, non-module, so move to the function. So you need to have 2 functions. First function is to calculate charges. Okay, so this function should receive water usage in gallons, and so this is the minimum. Okay, and then return water charges. Okay, return water charges. Return water charges ni So clear lah, this is not void kan, because it must return kan. Must return, then it is not void, okay? Return kan, return what, but this is water charges, quite confusing kan. Okay, never mind. After this we are going to look at the possible answer. So it can have more than one answer. And another function is function to display customer charges. Okay, customer charges. This is just to display printf. So normally when it is a print, so normally it is a void then, because it doesn't require to return any value later on. So okay, it is quite easy because it already given to you the input and output of the system. So from here we know that this is the input and for sure you know that this is the input, right? How about this one? This statement over here, is it input or output? Let me ask
Input.
Input sure. Aina Safia,
Yes, sir.
this statement over here, is it input or output?
Input.
Input So user enter 7. Okay, thank you. And then it appears 7. Okay. From the requirement over here, okay, the possibility that we can do is as I mentioned earlier, that we can either put a fixed value to the array and fixed value, or we can ask the user to insert n. But looking at this output of the modules, okay, that you need to follow, then clearly you cannot put a fixed value to the array. Tak boleh cannot So user need to enter the value. Okay. So user need to enter the value. Okay, unless this figure over here is not provided to you, then you can choose whether a user can enter or fix value for the array. But clearly over here, user must enter this value. Okay, 7 and then enter 7. Okay. Is this input or output? Farid Hood.
Yes, sir.
Input or output?
Output.
Output, okay. Alright. Clear output lah. This is clear output. Okay. Okay, so our first step is to identify the variable, the array, array, which one is normal variable, which one is array, and what type of the variable and the array. Okay, first the important part is the array lah, okay. So from here, what do you think is variable for array? Okay, give me the first one. Okay, the first one, Haziq Hakimi. Array.
Yes, sir.
Array. Which variable should be array?
Customer account.
Okay, customer account. Alright. So customer account. Okay. So customer account. Type apa? Ni. What is the type? Hakimi.
Char.
Okay, char, or you may use integer. Okay, boleh. Integer is okay because it doesn't have any other character beside all is in numbers. Okay, no dash, no A, no B, no C. Okay, all is number, then possible to use integer. So let's use integer. Integer. account. Next one, how we declare this one, Hakimi?
Integer account apa tu ada kurungan tu 7.
Okay. And then what should I put inside?
7 size.
Okay. So you may do like this, because fixed, the data already been fixed to 7 only, kan? So you may straight away put it like this. So it doesn't have to be dynamic, kan? So last time we discussed, so we let user enter the size, kan? And then we declare the array. But that one is for if he doesn't know, kan? So what should be the size of the array? But this case it is clear, kan? Data already been given, so it is only 7 data. So just straight away put 7, Okay, kan? So next is, what should be the next array? Ikram.
Ada sir.
Okay, what should be the next array?
Next array. Gallon usage.
Okay, gallon usage. Okay, so how do we declare the array? Is it what type of array?
Integer.
Integer,
Yeah.
Okay, integer. So how do we declare it? Let's say gallon, Gallon, and then
Break. 7.
7. Also, same size, So this is array, kan? Okay, thank you. Okay, next. Is there any other array involved? Ni kalau misal mana ni? Student, Kairunisa. Student ke? Kairunisa
Yes, sir.
ke Nisa ni? Student, Okay. Kita ada seorang ni, assistant staff, Kairunisa juga nama. Okay, Kairunisa. Is there any other array involved?
No, sir.
No, Are you sure? Confirm, Kairunisa, Confirm,
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Mashita Umaira?
Yes, saya, sir.
Is there any other array involved?
Yes.
What is it?
Charge.
Charges, Okay, good. So charges is array, because you see, if it is not array, it like this, You want to print the values similar like this. So if you are not using array, you won't get this. It's hard for you to get this one, Okay, so how do we declare it? Type apa? What is the type?
Type float.
Okay, float, Float charge. And then?
Size 7.
7. Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Okay, so basically we have 3 lah. Okay, 3 array. So how to identify array, class? Very simple, kan? If you see a sequence, sequence like this, especially on the output part, okay? Because for input, maybe we can use just simple looping kan, to repeat this statement kan, it's okay kan. But for print so if you see something like this, so it is hard if you are not going to apply array to get this output, very hard. So the quickest way to get this, okay, sequence, charges the sequence, gallons the sequence. So the easiest way to get this is by using array. Okay, so now we have the array. Variable that we need to use. Okay, straight from here we can see, okay, from this statement, okay, you see we need to get what value from here, what variable involved from this statement. Aziz, Muhammad Aziz.
Berapa banyak account yang kita user nak masukkan. Account amount.
Possible variable is what?
Account amount.
Account amount confused lah pula amount number lah boleh. Account number
Boleh.
So what type is it?
Integer.
Integer ke total account total account total account. Okay, right, good. So this one we already get the variable, the array variable, and this one follows up here, okay, plus the charges array. Okay, next is what? Total customer. Total customer is this one okay, same like this just print this one print back this value over here. So total customer is equal to count. Then we have total gallons and total charges. Okay, total gallon and total charges. Gallon is integer. Okay, so total gallon, charges is float total charges, total charge. Okay, so this is calculation so later on we will see whether we need to put initial value or not Alright, so next step is so next step is over here okay, so we need to do this this one is scanf so scanf scanf. Do we need to put this and never mind so let me do this first. Okay, Control C, ask the user to enter the value, right, then scanf %d. Easy question what is the variable? Mungkin ada tak ni?
Ada sir. Tak dengar sir, lag.
Lag saya. Lag dengar tak? The rest of the class, do you hear me clearly?
Kinda
Yang lain
lag
dengar tak?
sir.
Lag ke?
Lag sikit sir.
Ya ke? Internet okey je ni. Okay, Muklis. Now can you hear me?
Dengar sir.
Clear
Hmm.
Alright. So what is the variable over here, Muklis?
Total account.
Total account. Okay, correct. Okay, thank you. Okay, total account Right. So next step is what? Go back to here So this is very easy if this is given to you So next step is this statement How to get this statement? So this is involving array kan? So when we talk about array, we must have what loop? What looping should we apply? No Kairina?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is involving looping. So if there's this is a array. So when there's array, there must be a loop kan? So what loop that we must apply?
For loop.
Okay, for. How do I write the for loop?
For saya guna
I
equal to 0.
Okay, then
I
I
less than total account.
total account. Correct. Then
I plus plus.
okay, I plus plus. Okay, correct Correct. Okay, thank you. Okay, for the input. Okay, for the input. Okay, so this is the Control C in F. Okay. Customer account ni kan? Alright. Okay, question. So how can I make this dynamic? So it will change based on the loop. Okay, so first loop is 1. Second loop it changed to 2. Third loop it will change to 3. And so on. So how I want to make it dynamic? Over here. No Zafira. Ni we haven't touched the array part this is just to display kan. Display nak bagi cantik kan. The display. So that our display will be nice. Okay, so what should I change over here to make it dynamic?
%D.
Okay, %D, correct. And then %D representing?
I plus 1.
Okay, correct. So it must be I plus 1 If you put I, okay, thank you If you put I only, it will start with 0 kan. If you put I only, it will start with 0 kan. No kan. We want the display to start with 1 So customer account 1. Okay, correct. So next is F lah. If %D and what? Nur Fakira?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what?
And account.
an account. Okay, and then
I.
okay. So it must be I. Okay, remember if there's an array involved, so we must put the counter within the bracket. So it will access the elements following the counter. Okay, if it is a 0, then it will access element 0. Okay, good. Okay, so the second one just follow this one. The second input is about the gallons. The gallons is just we follow this one. Gallons usage for customers. So just follow the first input. Okay. Mana? Print F. Proses. Right. That's one. Tiga dan. Okay. Okay, I error. Okay, error I undeclare. So declare. So don't wait until everything finish, then you check whether error or not. So every time you complete a small phase of your program, run first, have a look whether there's error or not. Okay, so that you may reduce your time later on. If until the end, then you check error, then if there's so much error, then you will get stressed. Okay, so it's okay, everything work. Okay, you may enter the input correctly. For example, okay, 3 and 1. Okay, so all the inputs is working, and then you may proceed with the next step, which is what's the next step? The calculation to get the charges. So the next step is to get the charges. Okay, charges for each of the customer account. Okay, for each of the customer accounts, meaning that if it is 7 account, then there must be 7 charges. So clearly this is array. This is array. So array must have looping. Must have looping. So as we discussed earlier, calculation involving array, you may combine it with input looping, or for those who do separate looping also can. For example, this is for input and you want to create another looping just for the calculation. Okay, no problem. Okay, still correct. However, it is less optimum compared to if you combine the loop with input. If there's no problem to combine, then just combine. So no need to create new loop. Okay, so this will optimize your program. Okay, so just combine with this loop over here. Okay, so how to calculate the charges? Don't forget to refer to this. So this is the rate. So what is the decision? Minimum charge. Minimum charge. How to get minimum charge? Khairul, Muhammad Khairul.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how to get the minimum charge? Lepas
If
tu dulu
gallon,
the calculation dia. Huh?
if gallon usage lower than 500,
If alright, if over here we use what? Gallon
yes sir.
Gallon. Is it something like that?
Sekejap sir, tak nampak. Dia delay.
Delay Yang lain okey tak? Delay juga ke?
Okay, dah keluar, dah keluar.
Saya lambat ke? Susah juga ni. Okay. If gallon, is it gallon like that?
If gallon I,
Gallon I. Don't forget if it is a array, so every statement involving that array, it should have the bracket apa tadi? Less than
less than 500.
Less than 500. So if it is true,
Charges equals 4.40.
charge like that, catch.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, charges. Equals 4.4.
Charge this is array array. Charge is array. So it should have what? Carol.
I.
Don't forget so this always happen during test you forget to put the bracket array for array Okay, next is what Carol, next decision is else if what's the decision?
If gallon I is less than 4,000.
Yes, then. Okay, you may use less than 4,000. It is less than or equal including
yeah.
4,000, right? Okay, including 4,000 Okay, less than, or you may be specific. Okay, let's say more specific. 500 and gallon. What tadi? Less than equal 4,000. Okay. This is specific Okay, what is this is true? Equal to?
Masa saya letak dekat Google Meet punya chat boleh? Sebab dia panjang.
Panjang ke?
Tak adalah. Sekejap, saya letak dekat Google Meet.
Cuba tengok panjang mana?
Tak adalah panjang sangat.
Minus 500.
Minus 500 tu sebab dia punya minimum charge.
Betul ke? Yang lain betul tak? Is it correct? This equation over here. Do you try this? Do you get the output, Ahmad Carol? The output is correct using this equation.
Dia dapat answer tapi the answer is not exact.
For example, which answer?
Semua answer dia mesti off by apa tu? Sen.
Sen eh?
Sen.
Tak apalah. Yang depan ni betul lah. 83128 betul lah
Depan tu betul.
Betul, kita guna je lah. Okay, so this is a equation. Alright, and then else. Yang lagi tak equation ni? Boleh paste.
Sekejap. Okay, saya dah paste.
Okay. Alright, thank you. So we get the charges for each of the account. So what's next? Next is to calculate. Okay, to calculate what? To calculate total gallon and total charges. This is a easy one. So how to calculate total gallon? Okay. Total gallon calculation. Ni siapa? Abid.
Yes, sir.
How to calculate total gallon? Hello?
Four.
Huh?
For looping.
Using for looping. No need to create new looping. You can just use it over here. Boleh kan? It's okay if you want to create new kan. But as I said, so it will make your program less optimum. Too many loop. If you can combine, then just combine. So normally input and calculation we can combine. okay, in one loop. So just combine. So let's say we put it over here. So what is the equation?
Total gallon plus equal gallon I.
Gallon plus
Equal
equal
sekejap saya. Total gallon plus equal saya.
total plus equal. Sama lah, sama macam ni. Total gallon plus
gallon
Gallon what?
Gallon I.
Gallon I. Okay. And then total charge. Total charge apa? Sama je lah. Terus lah. Siapa tadi? Siapa tadi? Siapa tadi cakap tadi? Siapa just now?
Saya saya.
Okay. Total charge.
Total charge equal total charge plus charge I.
Charge I. Okay. This is normal So accumulate is normal We just change this one to what we want to accumulate. So we want to accumulate array. So put array symbol lah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so next. So we completed the calculation. Okay, calculation completed So next is to print this statement over here. So input can combine with calculation, but for output it must be standalone looping standalone looping. You cannot combine it with input, so it must be standalone looping. So how do we want to come up with this? How we want to come up with this output? Siapa belum tanya lagi ni? Gan Sherry?
Yes, sir.
How can we come up with this output?
Use for looping.
Okay, use new for. Is it the same with this one?
Yes,
The
same.
4 elements? Okay, the same So just copy. Same normally it is the same So what should I put inside?
I equal to 0. Oh, inside the loop. Okay. Print F double quotation percent D. Yeah,
Wait.
percent D.
So this was this is supposed to be printed outside the loop Let's just print this first
Yeah, okay. Print F in bracket double
wait
quotation.
this is
outside
this
the
is
loop.
outside. Okay, something like this. Okay, so next inside we print
F in bracket double quotation %d %d/t/t.
Okay, slash T Percent D
%d/t/t.
slash T This is for type Okay then.
And then %d
Then slash T again.
%d/t/t. And then rm %.2f. rm %.2f.
Okay, this is to
Close
print the
quotation.
charges. Okay. Okay. So what's a variable that you want to print?
Account, I, gallons, charges. Account, I, gallon, charges. Charge.
Okay. Right, good. Okay, so we get so let's say 3 7 banyak sangat pula kan. This is just to test Okay, alright, so we get all the outputs, okay, appear. Then it's okay lah. Okay. Then we can proceed with the final output is okay, thank you this one so this is easy so just print print again. Total customer, total gallon, total charges. Okay, so this is should be outside lah outside don't put it inside loop it is only one time Okay, print F. Total customer. Percent D. Semua ni lah total account Then print F. Total gallon. Okay, then ini gallon. Total gallon. And apa tadi? Total charge. Total percent point. Total charge. Okay, then finish free from error, then you may try input all the data, make sure supposedly you try with the real data lah so okay, get the correct answer. Total charge, okay, total customer 3, total gallon 3. Okay, then you may proceed with the next process, which is to make it a module program. So there are two modules. The first one is a module to calculate charges. Okay, receive water usage in gallon Okay, let's look at what are the process involving in calculating the charges Okay. Calculate charges. Okay, so create the body first. Okay, assume that is a void Assume that this is a void function. And then, okay, identify the statement for calculate the total charges. Which are the statement to calculate total charges, class? Number? Let me ask. Abdul Rahman.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Abdul Rahman?
Yes, sir. I can hear you right.
Sorry. The rest of you, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Clear, eh?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, Abdul Rahman. Can you hear me clearly, Abdul Rahman? Okay. Okay, just tell me which line is involved in the calculation of to calculate the total charge. So starting with which line until which line that we want to move to total charge function. Okay. Statement starting what line? Just type your answer. Okay, in line number what until line number what? Rahman? Line 8 until 31. Line 8 until 31. Oh, that that doesn't align with the requirement, Rahman, eh? So the requirement mentioned inside a function calculate first, this function receive. Receive meaning that it is not come from a user, receive meaning it is passed, kan? It is passed with this value. Water usage in gallons. Meaning that the value already there. So it is passed to function calculate charges. Okay. So the value already there. So this is the value. The value should be there. Okay. And then this value must be this value must be sent to function calculate charges. Meaning that it is up to this point. After this point, over here. So over here until total charge. Total charge only lah. Total gal is not included, because it is to calculate total charge only. So this one we remove and we put it down lah over here, so that we may cut the rest from here. Okay, from line 17 until line 30. Okay, so this is responsible to calculate total charge. Okay, it is involving gallon. Okay, gallon must be there. Okay, so cut this and replace with the function call lah. Function call is apa tadi? Calculate. Not total charge lah. Okay. Total charge is the name of the variable kan? No. Calculate charge. Okay. Calculate charge. Where is it? Over here. So I cut it over here. So I replace with function call calculate charge. So function call Okay, double check again. Calculate charge. Okay, same name calculate charge. Okay. So paste it over here. Okay, next is to determine whether it is void or non-void. Okay, so look at the function call and statement below it. Okay, so clearly this function over is generating charge kan. So align with the statement, the requirement. The requirement mention that it must return water charge. Okay, water charges. Water charges. So it can be, okay, there are two answer. Okay, whether, but since it says return kan, so we must put return lah. So we choose to return total charge. Because it mention total charge. Suppose it total charge only kan, not charges lah. Charges meaning this one kan. But it is total kan. Total only one Confused soalan. Okay, return total charge. Okay, so total charge is originally types of fluid. We must declare it again inside of this function because it is first used in this function. So declare first total charge, right? Okay, so return float. Now it become okay. So return, this one must receive. Kan? So this is receive total charge. Okay, return. First we change the type based on the return value over here. So if return float, it become float. Then return, it must be received. So where's the receiving end? The receiving end is over here. So this one must receive. If return nothing, so this is nothing over here. Okay, back to original calculate charge only. Alright. So next we must okay, determine whether it is parameter or without parameter. Okay, for that we look at the statement above function call. Okay, above function call, and then look at the value that is required to be passed to function calculate charge. So calculate charge require, okay, what else? Gallon. What else it require?
Gallon.
Gallon only. Okay, let's say if gallon only. So what happened to charge? How do we get charge? Because clearly over here, when we want to print, we need to print charge. So how we want to transfer charge? Charge is over here. Okay, so how we want to transfer charge from function calculate charge to main? We can in return, right? Can we put return total charge, comma charge? And to make it more complicated, charge is array. So how we want to pass charge to main so that it can be print later on? Okay. How we want to do that? We cannot put it in return, so we must put it as a parameter as well. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand the problem over here? Okay, first we must pass gallon. Okay, that one is compulsory. Okay, so let's focus on gallon first. Okay, so how can we transfer gallon as a parameter? So we discussed it already during the lecture. Okay, let's have Abdul Rahman Harisi. Abdul Rahman Harisi. Abdul Rahman. Rahman not here. Aisyah. Aisyah Kumaira.
Galen.
Dah tanya belum tadi? Belum tanya kan?
Hmm.
Okay. How we want to transfer gallon?
Galen I.
Gallon I. Ingat tak? Ingat tak? Bukan kan? First we must transfer the size first. What is the size of gallon?
7.
7. But you may also put total account. This is more accurate lah because this is representing user enter over here. But user must enter 7 kan because the data is 7 kan. So either you put 7 or total account. Okay, both is correct. So let's say total account. So next, comma. Apa? Aisyah?
Comma. Ya. Charge.
Gallon lah. This is the gallon size. 7 kan. So we transfer the size first and then we transfer the array. Okay. And then receiving end. Mana Aisyah? To receive. So what will it receive over here?
Mana? Integer.
Okay, integer.
Galen.
Nanti dulu. Ni integer ni. So integer. Total account lah kan? Total. Apa tadi? Total ACC. Comma.
Lepas tu.
Okay.
Integer. Galen.
Integer gallon. Gallon apa? Gallon what?
Galen.
This is first time we use in function calculate charge. So we must declare the array lah with the size kan? So what's the size?
I.
No, the size. Tadi size apa? Size apa? The size is total account. Okay. first we transfer the size. That's why we transfer the size first, because we want to use it later. Okay? All right. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we get the gallon already. Okay, we get the gallon from main already. Okay, transferred through parameter. So we may use it in our decision. Okay, clear. To get charge kan. So however, charge is a problem. We can declare charge over here, no problem kan. We can declare charge over here. Charge 7 for example. But how we want to transfer it to main? Okay, there must be a mechanism to transfer charge from function calculate charge to main. So we cannot put it in return because return can only return one value. So we can put it in the parameter over here. Okay. So over here we pass charge address. So basically we passing the first address of charge lah. Okay. Okay, we pass it as an empty lah, empty array. So passing the empty array. So this one it will receive. Okay, it will receive same lah, same with gallon integer touch total account. So basically whatever happened over here, since it is having same address, it will also affect the charge inside of main. Okay, so this charge and this charge have the same address. Sorry, it is not integer. It is float float. Okay, same address. Same address. So same address meaning that whatever happen over here, it will also affect charge over here. So charge will automatically, charge in main will automatically get the same value as charge in function calculate charge. Okay, so automatically updating the value in main because it have the same address. You understand, class? Okay. Okay, so now we have it. So last is to declare. Okay, to declare the function prototype. Okay, as we discussed last lecture, if it is involving array, just leave it as it is. Okay. Okay, next, clear up everything that you need to declare. Okay, I need to declare. So, declare. Okay, test whether it is okay or not. If not okay, then we need to change something. Let's test. Straight away run this program without having to add anything else. Okay, so let's say 3 5,000. 5,000 supposed to be how much? 3. So is it correct, class? Correct or not?
Correct.
Correct ke? Are you sure correct? Correct. Are you sure it is correct?
Tak. Tak. Correct.
So, what's wrong? Anybody?
Yang account 2 dengan 3 tu dia tak kira untuk charges.
Okay, that's the problem. So how can we fix that?
Guna looping for.
Okay. So clearly we cannot just cut and paste. If it is involving array, we cannot just cut and paste and assume that it works like if it is not array. Okay. So if it is array, we need to put additional 4. Okay, so that we can do the operation for the array inside of this function. Kan? So this is array kan? Array kan? So you cannot assume that this 4 will cover everything inside over here. Cannot, right? Because it is a different function, right? So you need to put this in its own array lah. So I equal to 0, I less than okay, anybody for? Okay. Okay. Okay ke?
So, total charge.
So how? Total charge. What's wrong with the total charge? So how to fix the total charge? Anybody?
Total charge tu kena ada dalam loop for.
Kena ada dalam loop for. Betul lah. Okay. Total charge should be inside of the loop lah. Okay, don't forget this one. Okay. Okay, 3. Okay. Okay ke?
Jadi sir.
Okay, so correct Correct then. Then we may proceed with the second function, which is function display customer charges. Okay, so this is just to display kan. So what it will be displaying? Okay, this over here. Kan? Display customer charges kan. Customer info, so it will receive customer info, water usage and water charges. Water usage and water charges. Customer info, this one This one is customer info, okay, customer account. And then water usage is gallon. And then water charges. Water charges is charges. Okay, so clearly these are the value need to be print by function display. Okay, so create function display customer charges. Okay, assume it as a void, but since it is a display function, and normally display function is void function, it doesn't return anything. Okay, so identify the statement. So these are the statement to print those three elements tadi. Okay, account, gallon and charge in array. So this is to print. So these are the statement. Okay, so cut it. Write down the function name. Okay, function call. Display customer charges. And print it over here. Print pula. Paste Paste it over here. Okay, then identify is there need to change from void to non-void. So refer to the function call. Okay, below the function call so no need to return anything because this function doesn't generate any value. Next, determine whether it is with or without parameter. Okay, look at function call above it. So clearly we need value from above which is total account, gallon and charge. So how do we transfer these three elements? Ni last ni apa saya tak panggil lagi Zakiuddin.
Ada sir.
Okay. So how we transfer all the elements required by display customer charges function?
Parameter.
Okay, parameter passing what?
Total account.
Okay, total account. Total account as the the size This is the size Okay. And then
account.
Okay.
Account gallon charge.
Account gallon charge. Okay, account gallon Don't forget, this is array. So array, when we are passing from function call, we just put it like this. If you are referring to my lecture, so that one is one way how to transfer array kan. There's also another way, but this is the easiest way as we discussed. Okay, but you may use other way if you find it more convenient for you. It's up to you. It's okay. Okay, then receiving end. Okay.
Receiving int integer.
int total. Okay, comma
integer account, total account.
Okay, account, total account. Comma
integer gallon, total account.
gallon.
Float charge, total account.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, sir.
Okay, next declare I and function prototype. Display customer charges. Tu ni saya type ni. Betul. Okay. Alright. Thousand. Okay. So complete. Any question? Okay, so this is our last function already. Okay, any question? No? So hopefully everyone can understand this and good luck in your HOT tomorrow. Okay, there one more day to prepare. I might be very busy this week, so maybe I couldn't answer some of your question. Really busy this week. So you may discuss with your friend. You may if you have any question, you may put it in the group WhatsApp. So hopefully those who have knowledge on the question, okay, you may help your friend. What do you guys?
Boleh, sir.
Nak coding tu boleh tak, sir?
Boleh, nanti saya share.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
No question. So make sure you nanti I will give the guideline for the HOT but basically it is similar with HOT 1. So prepare early and make sure you come early to the test. Okay, if no question. Okay, if no question then ada ke? No? Okay, no question then that's all for today. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you.